doing this. Yo, what's up, Chibi? How we doing tonight? We doing great. What are the runs on this level? It's 65 and I don't know. I'll put it in the description. I forget. We'll look at my channel right now. If you'll notice, there's something missing from my channel. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong thumbnail. Wait, I gotta change the thumbnail. Oh no. The title is Peak? Heck yeah. Can I? Yeah, I actually don't see where to change the thumbnail, so we're sticking with the Army Men one. My best run is 30 to 90. And then I have 65. So, there you go. That's best runs. Yeah, I don't know what's up on your stream, but the delay from when I chat to when you read it is like a good 30 seconds, so I don't know. You're probably still on Sonic Wave now. It's okay. Chat delay is really bad. Yeah. Is it bad for me too? Mine is pretty fast, yeah. It's just in the settings. You just select ultra low latency, and that's the play. We're gonna do a couple more from zero before I start practicing. Okay. The funny thing is that I have Mega Hack, but there's a strange error message that pops up. I think I need to change to Mega Hack 8. I don't know why I don't have music on. Let's turn that up a little. It's so loud. What? Talk about a D-Rush, this thing's freaking impossible.
You could try X.
Wait, how would I do this? I can do this, and then I can do this. Oh yeah, it's genius. Freaking impossible. Dude, are you just popping in every so often now? Like, I have your stream open in the background, but it just looks like you're in the middle of runs just the entire time. How are you doing this? Are you just paused watching me? Is it muted? Brother.
I've returned.
You've returned? You've returned from what?
Ooh, I heard about that. It's honestly better for my skill set.
Dog, it's gotta be Rage Bait or something. Alright, we continue with guns. Can we turn down the music any further. It just resets to minimum. Is this right? What? Okay. Let me go back to this. Hey, you just had a good run. Good run. Okay, now we pop back out and we go back to Geometry Dash. Boom! Boom! We're back on Boson. Okay, so, towel plays. We are making towel plays. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do my research on this. You know what I should do? I should do some kind of Yop ASMR. Reading. I don't know. What should I read? I should read the Declaration of Independence as I play Boson, but recited from memory. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to another, a decent respect for the opinions of mankind require them to some about reasons that compel them. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the of the governed. That when any form of government becomes destructive of these, then it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and institute new government, laying their foundation and blah blah blah, in organizing something in such form that will seem most likely to affect their happiness or their future. I don't know. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And the history of mankind has shown that evils, while sufferable, I don't know, something about changing. Such are these present. Oh, what's up, Chibi? You're back. When is go? Brother, if I get past 10%, that's a go run right there. That's a towel play if I get past 10%, alright? How are you doing this? I mean, I see you're paused on your stream, but the stream delay and, like, are you just switching back and forth? No, you're on Sonic Wave now. How are you doing that? Are you paused? What in the world? Are you listening to my stream on your... Oh my god, you are! You're typing at the speed of frickin' light.
Yeah, removable, I know it's on.
Speed of light?
I just did it.
Speed of
so
light?
I hope you recorded that.
Yeah, you're just clicking out. You're just clicking out, popping into my stream, disrespecting your viewers. I would never. Yeah, and then you mute and click off. Yeah, I see what's up. I see right through you. Maybe I should recite Supreme Court oral argument. What is someone spamming in there? Oh, did you? Oh my god. Brother, take it easy. We might have to change go to 30. That was a towel flip. Oh my god. Dude, I didn't get 30%. I did get 30%. Okay, we're changing go to 30. Yeah, hop back on Sonic Wave. That's right. Yeah, you muted my stream and hopped back on Sonic Wave. Yeah, you're paused again watching my run, but nope, you're just... We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, do ordain and establish this Constitution. Sorry, I skipped a couple steps. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish domestic tranquility, establish justice, something about defense, I'm pretty sure. To ordain and establish this Constitution. executive power of the United States shall be vested in a President of the United States, whose term shall last 4 years. Oh, shoot. Maybe I should just recite the amendments from memory. Brother, I'm so freaking tired. Why did I go live? Why did I go live? Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, nor restricting the free exercise thereof, nor abridge freedom of speech or the press, of the right of the people peaceably assemble, and to something about redress of grievances. Amendment 2, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. I don't know, I can just list powers instead. Amendment 3, no forced quartering of troops in peacetime. Amendment 4, this is your right to no illegal searches and seizures without without consent. You shall be secure in your homes, in your effects, in your papers. Oh, that's a big one. In your papers. Yes, you gotta feel secure in your papers. Amendment 5. This is eminent domain. The government can't take your property without fair, fair market price, without just compensation. Those are the words. Your right to an indictment by grand jury. It's also your Fifth Amendment right to not be a witness against yourself. Your Fifth Amendment is also your Fifth Amendment rights. Speedy and public trial. I don't think that's right. Let's talk about my Sixth Amendment rights. You shall enjoy a trial by jury, a criminal trial by jury. Oh, I didn't even see Chibi's message there, getting ready for go. Brother, so am I. What else am I thinking about? Let's see. Oh, your right to confront witnesses and direct witnesses. Your right to know the charges against you. Your right to an attorney, or maybe that's Fifth Amendment rights. Frick. I don't know. Your Seventh Amendment rights. This is your right to a jury trial in common law cases when the damages exceed $20. Your Eighth Amendment right. This is your right to no excessive bail or fines. It's also your right to let's see, no excessive bail or fines. It's also your right to no cruel and unusual punishment. Your Ninth Amendment rights is your right to where the enumeration of certain rights in the Constitution can't be misconstrued to deny other rights that the people do retain. And the 10th Amendment says that all unenumerated powers or all powers not delegated to Congress are reserved to the states or the people. So there you go. Your 11th Amendment rights. This is, or not your right, but the state's right to not be sued, like, without their consent. Your 12th Amendment right, your 12th Amendment right is related to, or it's not right, it splits up the ballot into two separate parts. So before, the Electoral College, at the time of the founding, it was made up of what's up, Kenneth? So at the time of the founding, the Electoral College, how it worked was that each state, inside each state, the electors of the states would meet in their respective states, and they would vote for a president. Sorry, they would vote for two people, and this is low-key a run. Okay, darn. I'm not talking about politics, Chibi, okay? Get off me. I'm talking about the amendments to the Constitution. So, where was I? The electors meet in their states and they vote. And they vote for two people. And one of these people cannot be from the same state as you. So you can either vote for one person from your state and one person who's not in your state. Or your second choice, two people who are not in your state. And the point of this was so that like really big states that had a lot of electors, they wouldn't be able to just vote for, you know, their big guys, you know. Oh my gosh, almost got on a run again. So yeah, throw your dog your bone, but then give your other vote to someone who might actually be qualified instead of someone who's just there to represent your state. And how it is now, after the 12th Amendment, sorry, I almost forgot. The problem with the original way that the Electoral College worked was that the person who got the most votes got elected president, and the person who got the second most votes was elected vice president. Okay? And that's how it worked. Even if it wasn't a majority of the votes, even if it was just a plurality, they would give the number one guy, the plurality of votes goes to the president, and then the second most goes to the vice president. You're going to your main account, brother. If I get jump scared, I'm gonna shoot you. Idea H, if that is your real name. Oh, I frickin' knew it. Idea, scrub back like 20 seconds. I said I was gonna strangle you. Come on. type in chat. Come on, I'm waiting for it. Do it. What's your reaction to that? Nothing? Brother. And so the problem was that in the election of 1800, the vote was basically a complete tie between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr, because how it worked was that how do you play with your fingers so close to the key? Because it depresses like a lot. So, you know, my fingers actually never leave the key, which is fun. What keyboard? It's some random Logitech RGB thing. So again, back to the 12th Amendment. So what was done was that all of the Democratic Republicans had, of course, voted for Thomas Jefferson, and for their second vote, they decided to give it to Aaron Burr. But the problem was that the number of the Anti-Federalists voted for Jefferson, the same number also voted for Burr. So it ended up being a tie, is what it is, a tie between Aaron Burr and Thomas Jefferson. And this little shenanigan had to go to the House of Representatives, as is constitutionally mandated, that the House of Representatives gets to gets to decide the next president, but in a way so that the representatives vote among themselves, and then they and then the state that they represent gets one vote for president. But that wasn't the system, I don't think, because it came in the 12th Amendment. Where in the 12th Amendment now you have two specific titles. You put one vote in for president and then one vote in for vice president. And the person who gets a majority, that means over 50% of the electoral votes as president, gets to be president. And then the person who gets who gets a majority of the votes for vice president gets to be vice president. And usually they are the same number, because that's just how it works. Or the same party, same person. And so, yeah, that fixes the problem mostly. There's no other election that goes to the House of Representatives forever until 1824. So 24 years later, that's 6 elections later, Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams there's 4 parties, and they each kind of take their own little section of the country. Their own little quadrant. This is okay. That was kind of a run. I'm gonna practice. No, lock in. No. Practice. Practice mode. Brother, yes it was. That was a towel play right there. There were 4 candidates for president, and as as was constitutionally mandated by the 12th Amendment, the process went to the House of Representatives, and they decided to vote for Andrew Jackson. And shoot. Wait, but why are we talking about history? Shush, Chibi, okay? I'm preparing you for 2 years when you take the greatest government teacher of all time, Mickle, okay? You're gonna take Mickle and you're gonna thank me for it. I'm preparing you for greatness. Gulp, okay? Yeah, you're gonna be gulping for the rest of the night. Alright. Brother, can we take a pause and talk about the 13th Amendment to the Constitution? This is why people call you Diddy? Nobody calls me that. Did you stop streaming? Brother, it's only been like an hour. Okay? But now it's my turn. Stay in my chat. But now we have to talk about the 13th Amendment. Now, this 13th Amendment says that involuntary servitude, except for as punishment for a crime, is illegal, and that the Congress shall have the power to enforce this amendment by appropriate legislation. So what this basically did was ban slavery, which on paper is, yay, a good thing. But in actuality, what happened was that blacks were subject to a series of laws in the South, informally called black codes. Things like you can't be loitering, okay? You must have property. That was like a pretty rare one. Jim Crow Light, brother, ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? Okay, only real ones know that, okay? You just haven't gotten there yet. I promise one day. What? Why isn't this working? Oh my god. So, 13th Amendment. Abolishes slavery, but black codes. These are... what? These are terrible laws that ban specifically black people from, being out in public, like curfews, And once you have these, systems in place, you can arrest them for these made-up crimes according to these black codes. And as the amendment says, it's only illegal, or slavery is only legal if it's in punishment for a crime. And that's how we have things like prison labor, because it is technically slavery. It's involuntary servitude. And that's basically what they did. They put these people back on the plantations that they were just freed from and put them back into slavery, technically legal under the 13th Amendment. And one of the big reasons that this was allowed to happen in the South was because of the disastrous presidency of Andrew Johnson. Okay? Andrew Johnson, what the frick? Andrew Johnson is far and away the worst president in American history, and it's not even close. Chibi, are you still here? I'm trying to help you out, but I think you're gone. Are you gone? Please don't tell me you're gone. Oh, you're here? Good. Are you taking notes? Good. Use this to fall asleep, okay? This is Yop ASMR. Daniel ASMR. Yeah, those who know. My voice is relaxing. Thanks. Maybe I should turn this into a real ASMR experience and no music and just me and my clicks. And, so Andrew Johnson set back the African race back decades when it came to civil rights in the nation. Under Abraham Lincoln, the Congress had passed the Civil Rights Act. Dude, is this not working? Okay, I just had to stop talking, and that helps me lock in. But set the blacks back decades when it came to civil rights. Under Abraham Lincoln, the Congress had passed the Civil Rights Act of 1865, and this really, on paper, helped integrate the freedmen into society. It technically would have if Andrew Johnson hadn't become president. Sorry, I'll keep on playing now. Andrew Johnson was a racist Southerner, terribly racist. He was picked as Lincoln's VP. God. There's Zerls in the chat. Zerls, do you want to listen to me yap about the amendments? Well, guess what? I just yapped about... We're doing Heartbeat now. You know what? Let's move on to 14. All persons born... Oh, how have I beaten Sonic Wave? Where does it say that? Oh, right here. Watch, Sonic Wave. It's gonna come to me. Brother. All persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the states in which they reside. No state, I frickin' held, no state shall deny to any person due process of law, equal protections, blah, 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 blah. So what this did, what the 14th Amendment did, is, okay, I hate Sonic Wave. We're going to play EXO instead, but we're going to do EXO practice runs. What this did instead was really, or not instead, the point of this 14th Amendment was to fully incorporate the newly freedmen into American society, incorporate them as citizens, and put some basic rights in place that says no discrimination under the law. No person shall be denied the right to liberty, life, liberty, property without the due process of law. And unfortunately, it is due to not Abraham Lincoln's, but due to Andrew Johnson, once again, Andrew Johnson's disastrous presidency, that did allow for discrimination and non-enforcement of the Civil Rights Act of 1865 in the southern states. And Ulysses Grant, the president after Johnson, really did the best he could when it came to undoing what Johnson did, you know. And one of the great tragedies of American history is that Reconstruction ends when Grant doesn't get elected to a third term. You know, the public had gotten tired of Reconstruction and they wanted to go with someone different. And that was either going to be Rutherford B. Hayes or it was going to be Samuel Tilden. And oh my gosh. Bum, 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 bum. What is the click pattern for this? Because I just do 1-1. Oh, Chibi Zerl's over here. He's a Geometry Dash player. You know what he did? He beat Skeletal Shenanigans. I'm gonna do this no music. Wait. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. What? Bum, 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 bum. What? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Wait. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. What? Bum, bum, bum. Bum. I'm turning on music. Brother, I'm a musical connoisseur. Bum. But what? Bum. 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 Okay, ignore that, Chibi. You know how good I am at music. Where was I? Yes, talking about the end of Reconstruction. So, public sentiment at the time of the election of, 1876 it would have been, I think, was, 76, yes, 76. Public sentiment was so much against Reconstruction. They'd gotten tired of it. They didn't want the military in the South anymore. And they decided that they wanted someone other than Grant. And it's such a shame that really Grant was not elected to a third term, because Grant was a very smart man, an excellent leader in the... What? Brother, how is this not hitting for me? No, I don't have globes. That wasn't gonna work. But what's really more contentious is that the election of 1876 divided the country again, right down ideological lines. And there was, I mean, it's not a real thing that would have happened, but because the Civil War was so fresh in people's minds, but we really, not really, there is, I guess, an argument to be made that we were kind of close to a second American Civil War just 11 years after the end of the last one. because of this election and how contentious it was and how violent it was. No, don't have Geode. I don't have any mods. This is all vanilla. And what ends up happening is that in the South, there are a couple states, and I believe the states are Louisiana and Georgia. And South Carolina, I don't know if that's correct. I know for certain that Louisiana was one of the states. And they're, oh my god, I'm gonna hit this. I think I might be able to hit this 65 to 100. Like, legitimately, Chibi. Watch this. Oh my god. Rutherford B. Hayes. Yes, we're talking about Rutherford. Rutherford. An electoral commission is put together, and it's made up of 4 representatives, 4 senators, and 4 Supreme Court justices, and their job was basically to decide who was the winner in these states that were accused of massive voter suppression, which 100% was happening. Especially since these were southern states, blacks were not getting the vote. And brother, can this please hit? Their job was to decide who got these votes, and wait, it was 444, and that's 16. Wait, this doesn't make sense. I think it was 5. It was 5 representatives, 5 senators, and 5 Supreme Court justices. And the problem with that is that 15 is an odd number. What? What? Can this hit? Brother. Wait, when is go for 65 to 100, brother? I'm just doing a practice run of this. Sorry for the delay. I'm just deep in thought thinking about our nation's history. And oh my god. Dang it. Again, bro. The problem with the committee, what was it called? The election committee, maybe? Oh, shoot. I said the title before. Electoral Commission. That's what it was called. And the problem with 15, 5 representatives, 5 senators, and 5 Supreme Court justices, is that it's an odd number. And one of the justices, with the 5 justices, there were 2 right-leaning and 2 left-leaning, and 1 justice who was meant to be the center. However, that justice was unable to participate in the commission. He was unable to do so, and I'm not sure why. I forget why. And that justice was replaced with a left-leaning, radical, progressive Republican justice. That was a misnomer. The party of it was definitely more ideologically aligned with the left, and the commission was split down the middle, with 1 vote going to the Republicans every single time for the majority in all 3 states. So I'm trying to do deadlock without lifting my finger from my key, and I literally can't. Brother, watch this. Sorry, I've been locked in. No, we're doing deadlocked. Well, I forgot the deadlock click pattern. So the commission was split down the middle, and they had a one vote majority in each of the states along ideological lines, and all of the states ended up voting for Rutherford. It was called the corrupt bargain by the public because it really was. It was very. It was very corrupt. And the backdoor deal really was that if Rutherford won, then the Union or the northern states would pull federal troops out of the South. But that would have happened anyway under Tilden because of public sentiment at the time and at the end of Ulysses' presidency. So there you go. Don't listen to anyone who told you that Samuel Tilden winning would have made the country better, because BS. 15th Amendment, the right to vote shall not be denied based on the color of your skin or your previous condition of servitude. Pretty simple. You can't be denied the right to vote based on your race. So how did southern states get around this? We're doing deadlocked fingers on the key the entire time again. So how did southern states get around this? Well, it didn't say deny based on your ability to read, and so they had literacy tests, or they had grandfather clauses, where if your grandfather could vote, then you were grandfathered in and automatically eligible to vote. Literacy test wise, which I mean helped a couple of the poor white people. What else are we talking about? Then we move on from that, okay? And keep in mind, Chibi, this is all from memory, okay? You're gonna have to do this in a couple years too when you take the best government teacher frickin' ever, okay, Chibi? Listen to me good. Alright, this is like what Marbles was talking about earlier. Zerls, good advice. I'm giving it out right now to one of the freshies. Yeah, you're gonna have to memorize all the amendments. And you know what the 16th Amendment is? It's income tax, okay? That the federal government is allowed to collect a tax on income. And so that's that. You're allowed to collect an income tax. Now there was a brief income tax during the Civil War under Lincoln as a emergency war measure to help raise revenue. Oh my gosh, deadlocked is freaking stupid. To help raise revenue. And we're basically just codifying that policy to help increase the revenue generated by the United States as we go into the progressive era, because this really is the first progressive amendment in this progressive era. In the early 1900s, where we've basically fully industrialized and we're ready to become a world economic superpower, and we have to increase our revenue and help us become a big, great, strong nation. So there's that. 17th Amendment. 17th Amendment is the direct election of senators. So how it was before was that senators were decided upon and voted upon by state legislatures. Since the founding, it's right there in Article 1 of the Constitution that the legislatures thereof would select their own senators, 2 from each state. And the idea of this was that the state legislature would know the people to vote for to help represent them, the state. Because if we think about our legislature, Zerls, you understand, bi-camel legislature. I'm on a run. Goes in the chat. Damn. I forget how to do that part. We're gonna play blast processing instead. That was a towel play. That's right, Chibi. It was. Oh, I forgot to read chat. I forgot I was talking to people. Minecraft is the best game. Idea. Saibao. Did Chibi say your voice is no longer relaxing? What did I do? Oh, you're gonna have to do this in 2 years. Well, hey, it's true. You are gonna have to do this in 2 years. So the bicameral legislature, are in the federal government, in Congress, we have a House of Representatives and we also have a Senate. And what the House of Representatives does, it's known as the People's House for a reason. That's because the people in each district vote for a representative of their district. And so direct election by the people, that is what they meant by the People's House. Now, if we think about the Senate, well, the Senate, there's 2 per each state, and they're elected by the state legislatures. Are these people representing the people? Absolutely not. These people are representing state interests in the Senate. However, people didn't really like this because these dirty, liberal, socialist snowflakes can't handle the fact that it's okay for the people to not be completely in charge of this. So, yeah, frickin' Democrats. That's right, Zerls. Chibi, I don't know how to tell you this, but your boy... never mind. It's just a joke, guys. Alright, it's just called rage bait. It's just called rage bait. It's just called rage bait, Chibi, so lock in. The point of the 17th Amendment was to make our country more democratic, that the senators, instead of being selected by the states for state interests as intended, are now being elected by the people, as almost as if it's a second House of Representatives. But the big... Alright, Chibi, lock in. You don't need to dox yourself as a dirty, Hitler-loving, Jew-hating fascist. Okay? Not like marbles. Message retracted? For what? I'm kidding. Chibi's Chris White, brother. Low-key, the ages kind of work out. No. Now that's rage bait. Where are we moving on to? Let's do electrodynamics. No, no, no. Chibi is not, and we're not inviting him, okay? Chibi, do not click a link, okay? Don't click any links in chat. You're not getting added to the Discord server. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Expanding democracy. Yes. So the one difference, the one thing that actually makes this somewhat good, is the fact that the population of the entire state votes on who becomes their senator. So the state senators have to represent as best they can a large portion of the state population. So whether there are, left-wing bits or right-wing bits, you have to be able to balance both. I'm on a run. Goes in the chat. Boom! First try. Look at that, one attempt, all 3 coins. Where was I? Yes, being moderate. Senators are far and away way more moderate than their representative counterparts. In the House of Representatives, you have people like Hakeem Jeffries or Marjorie Taylor Greene or Cortez Alexandra Oceano. I don't know, that's rage bait. You have all these extreme radicals in the House of Representatives because these people in the Representatives House, in the People's House, represent very small districts with very polarized people, whereas the members of the entire state, they as a whole, the aggregate is a heck of a lot more moderate. So as a senator, to be elected, you have to be a bit more moderate than your representative counterparts. And that's why the 17th Amendment really isn't all that bad, even though I think the 17th Amendment should be repealed. That's just me. Okay, we move on to the 18th Amendment. Now, the 18th Amendment is probably one of the worst amendments in American history. It's prohibition of alcohol. Now, what does this mean? You just got 35 on Bloodbath? Watch this, Jack. Okay, it says 8, but I bet I can get 35 first try. Okay, that's a visual glitch that comes with OBS. The video gets corrupted and all. So, prohibition of alcohol. Now, what does this exactly mean? The banning of the manufacture, transport, and sale of alcohol in the United States. Sounds pretty simple. It doesn't actually ban the consumption of alcohol. It just bans, making it, transporting it, and selling it. So, there you go. Technically, you're allowed to drink it, but it's whatever. And what this did was incredibly increase the number of gangs, the number of organized crime groups in New York and Chicago. Most famously, Al Capone, the dirty tax evader, couldn't prove. We're beating the weekly. Touch the orbs, bub. Al Capone, he couldn't prove where he got his incredible amounts of money. So, that must mean he wasn't paying his taxes. So, he's a tax evader. I don't know how to sight read this. Oh, it's 2.2, so it's actually okay. What? Dude, it's messing with my head. What? What? Brother, I don't know how I'm doing this. What? Okay. Let's... we're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip that. Yeah, 18th Amendment massively increased the amount of organized crime in the country, and it was such a mistake. And that's the thing that happens with sin related laws, like sin taxes or sin crimes, things like gambling, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, prostitution. When you ban something that morally is reprehensible, such as alcohol, some may say, you know, you get home after a hard day's work, man, I just really need a beer, and you don't have one, that freaking sucks, okay? Go drink some water, how about you go beat your wife instead, you know? And that's the thought process that some of these poor men had. Or go illegally to a speakeasy, to an illegal bar. Now that is, that's the way that some people went, you know. And nice parties in the chat. Are you guys putting those in there because I said beat your wife? Chibi knows about that. I'm kidding, Chibi. This is something that you must never ever repeat to anyone. So we move on. 18th Amendment, we'll get back to it. The 19th Amendment. The 19th Amendment says that you cannot ban or cannot restrict the right to vote based on sex, based on the gender of the person voting. And this enlarged the franchise, nearly doubled the franchise, in fact. Thought on the use of the term clanker, frickin' W, okay? Get that clanker bitch off the plane! Sorry, must have been the wind. Alright. Yeah, see idea, have a good one. Let's play map packs instead. Yeah, enlarging the franchise, spreading democracy throughout the country. This is an incredible idea. However, I personally think that, okay guys, it might sound a little controversial, but no. It's an amendment to the Constitution. See, if the Supreme Court had decided that, it says right there in the 14th Amendment, it's the due process clause of the 14th Amendment through a obscure little thing known as substantive due process. Chibi, start taking notes, because if you take, oh my god, I just died on a normal 3-star called Glitter Madness. Made in 2015, dude. What the frick? Substantive due process is wrong. Judicial activism is wrong. And if you take Mickle, he'll confirm your beliefs. And it's good that you believe that judicial activism is wrong. This idea that you can just randomly create rights out of thin air from the due process clause of the 14th Amendment is ridiculous. If the Supreme Court had decided that, it's right there in the 14th Amendment under the due process clause that blacks have the right to vote, that women have the right to vote. I'm telling you right now, that would be a terrible Supreme Court decision. If the 15th Amendment didn't exist, if the 19th Amendment didn't exist, and that's what the court decided, that would be absolutely astonishingly terrible. Because right there in the in Article 2, Section 2, it says a number of electors appointed as the state legislatures thereof may direct something along those lines. I don't remember the exact wording. Basically, God told Yop to play Geometry Dash. Ivan, I know that you're not in the political server, but you're listening to some political takes right now. What are we thinking about right now? Yes, if the 15th Amendment didn't exist, if the 19th Amendment didn't exist, but the Supreme Court decided that these people have these rights, blacks and women have the right to vote, that would be a terrible use of judicial activism and an incorrect decision by the court. An obvious incorrect decision, because right there in Article 2 it says that the legislatures of the states get to decide who the franchise is. So there you go. But now we move on to the 20th Amendment. Now the 20th Amendment, wait, the 20th, oh my god, what's the 20th Amendment? Hold on, you're not allowed to tell me. I'm thinking, what is the 20th Amendment? It's give women the right to vote. What comes after women voting? What comes after women? Hold on. You guys are not allowed to tell me oh my god. Hold on. 17 senators, 18 prohibition, 19 women, 20th is 23rd. Guys, it's how could I have forgotten? Changing inauguration. Of course. Inauguration used to be held in March. Elections, of course, still in November, but elections in March. Children come after women? No. Nope. That would get clipped. Don't clip that, Chibi. Yes, how could I forget? Changing Inauguration Day from March to January 20th. You see, the period in between election and inauguration is known as the lame duck period. You know who took advantage of this was very famously John Adams with his midnight appointments, literally working into the hours of the night before Inauguration Day in March to appoint new peace judges, I think the title was, around 20 people in what's known as the midnight appointments before Jefferson's presidency, and there would be a new Congress, and a new House, and not a new Congress really that mattered, but a new Senate. And so they had to work as fast as they can to get these peace judges in. Or judges for the peace. I don't know the exact title. That case famously went to the Supreme Court in the case Marbury versus Madison. Marbury was one of these judges for the D.C. Circuit that would be appointed, and his commission was signed and sealed. Sealed meaning sealed with the seal of the president, and of he was confirmed by the Senate, and so were 20 others, but he wasn't delivered his commission, and the court decided that the Constitution didn't call for the commissions to be delivered. The last constitutional requirement was the sealing of the commissions, not deliverance. And then the court held that they did not have the right to order Madison, the then Secretary of State, to hand over the commissions, because it was unconstitutional for them to be allowed to order this. There was no jurisdiction, because the Constitution says that on all cases where where the United States is a party, the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. But on all other cases, the court has appellate jurisdiction. But this case wasn't ever appealed. It did never go to a district court, and it did never go to an appeals court. It was petitioned directly to the Supreme Court, and the court decided that because of that, it didn't have jurisdiction, and therefore the Section 13 of the Judiciary Act of 1789 that said that the court can order, the court can issue orders on any case before them was unconstitutional, because they couldn't. The Supreme Court only had jurisdiction as an appellate court. So there you go. That's why Marbury versus Madison was decided that way. In favor of Marbury, but not all the way. Marbury never received his commission, and it's that's too bad, even though he was legally entitled to it. I'm gonna play Chibi's level request 6949632. Let's see what happens. 6949632. Crowd control? I don't know this one. Long Extreme Demon. You dropped this level. What was I talking about? Yes, so the lame duck period, what? Yo, this is kind of impossible timing. What? Niche ball knowledge. Elite ball knowledge, sorry. What? Okay, I kind of understand it. And so this was set to reduce the lame duck period, the 20th Amendment. Nice. Oh, okay. Well, that's just a bad checkpoint. This level was not play tested. There you go. 21st. About a decade after Prohibition, the Congress and the people realized they made a huge mistake, and they repealed the 21st Amendment, or the 18th Amendment. There you go. 22nd Amendment, 2 terms. Person can't be elected to the office of president more than once. Nice, dude. Not even play tested. And sorry, cannot be elected to the office of president more than twice. How do you do this? What? What is this? Succubin hell. Oh, is this the wave? Okay, well, it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. What the? No, the maze? Is this what you were talking about? What, where do I have to go? Down? Yop for senator later. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna brute force this. Just like Aeon and just like Aeon Air did with Limbo. Oh, like this. Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm so smart. Oh, that's not it though. Oh, it's not like that. It's like, oh my god. Oh, like that? Did I do it? What? No person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. And in general, it's just that if you're vice president, it's impossible to serve more than 9. What the? This has to be rage bait. Oh, if you jump up, it gives you this. That's funny. Oh, and I assume that you actually do have to go through this one, though. Oh, can't jump. What? Brother. Basically you can't serve for more than 9 years and 364 days because as soon as the hammer hits on 2 years and 1 day after, or right before, so 1 year and 364 days, so January 19th of 2 years after the inauguration, that's the final time when a vice president can run for re-election. Brother, don't tell me I have to get this FA key. 23rd Amendment, very simple. DC voting rights. The DC residents are allowed to vote in federal election for president. They are given 3 electoral votes. Well, technically, actually, what the Constitution reads is they will have the same number of electoral votes as the state with the smallest number of electoral votes, that being eternally Wyoming. It's actually the Wyoming rule that Wyoming will always have 3 electoral votes because nobody lives in Wyoming, bruh. Oh my god, it's almost 2 o'clock. I'm only 50% through this level. Christ. I can say for certain. Did you say you live in Wyoming? Brother, what are we even talking about right now? It's Chibi, tell him about the best time zone, okay? Um, 24th Amendment. The, oh god. The 24th Amendment. The 24th Amendment. Hold on. Please don't tell me. It's not poll taxes. It's 18. You have to be 18 to vote in a federal election. Once again, if the Supreme Court had decided, then it would have been dirty judicial activism that would have been decided wrong. But here, because it's constitutional amendment, you have to be 18 to vote. And that's the law. I'm over here stroking my shit right now. And, alright. The 25th Amendment. This amendment sets presidential line of succession, but it also provides a way for the president to be temporarily removed of power. I can't go through the specifics right now. I'm just too tired. But if the vice president, as well as a majority of the Senate of the secretaries of the cabinets vote for it, they can perform like a gentle little coup on the president where they okay, Chibi, I'm deliberately ignoring your question because I'll get to it a little later, but they can force the president out of power, and if the president says that, oh no, I'm staying, then if they do it again, the same little coup, then he's gone for good, or not for good, but hey, just read the text. Just read the text. It also says, or a bodies that Congress provides, whether that's a congressional committee or even a slate of doctors. And the vice president decide, then you're out of here, bro. Um, 26th Amendment eliminates poll taxes. You can't levy a poll tax, levy a tax on someone who's there to vote. Then finally, the 27th Amendment, the most recent one. Congress people can't alter their pay until the next Congress takes effect. So like say if you want to increase pay, you can, but it just won't take effect until the 2 years later. So there you go. That's all the amendments. You're welcome. Do you participate in Briz? Brother, what is Briz? And don't call it elite ball knowledge, okay? Because just rewatch this peak stream to study, Chibi. I'm not explaining Briz, brother. Doggy explained Briz to Jinxie. My face when Jinxie started to play Geometry Dash just lit up. He's grinding on Toe 2. Watch, I'll beat Toe 2 first try. Yeah. I'll just show how trash Jinxie is. I'm basically half asleep over here and, tired as freak. Yeah, Briz. I participate in Briz in spirit only. Frick. In AP Government, Chibi, there's 5 units. Unit 1, Foundations of American Democracy. There are some things that all Americans believe in. Equal opportunity. Limited government. Frick. Laissez-faire economy. Libertarianism. What else do Americans believe in? That all Americans believe in. These are just a couple. You'll have to learn about the Articles of Confederation, and now there's a couple of misconceptions out there. If anyone tries to tell you that under the Articles of Confederation, oh my god, rule of law, how could I have forgotten rule of law? I beat Clubstep and Toad 2 one attempt on my laptop. Is that a frame perfect? Clubstep, swag route. Oh, hold on. How do you do this swag route? I low-key forget. I don't know. Bump. Oh, hold on. I can do this. I can do this. It's so hard. Brother. It's okay. Yeah, rule of law is up there. So there you go. If anyone tries to tell you that under the Articles of Confederation that we were basically 13 separate states, just beat them in the ass. Okay, you have my permission. They have no clue what they're talking about. They were unified under a single federal government, technically. Okay, so don't let anyone try to tell you that they were 13 separate countries. Okay. Oh, I don't even know what that was. Yeah, like, sure, there might have been infighting in different currencies, but that's because the federal government was soft as baby poop, okay? Um, the actual name of the document is the Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union. And in the preamble to the Constitution, it says, "We, the people, in order to form a more perfect union, do ordain and establish this Constitution," proving that the foundations of our Constitution are laid in the ideals held in the Articles of Confederation, despite what some dirty little left-leaning liberals might tell you in the HP Discord server. Okay, they just hate the idea of one great nation. It's just called rage bait. Okay, I'm just kidding. Are we kind of done here? How many people are watching me? Are you guys still here? Yeah, you're still here, Zerals. How about Chibi? Is Chibi still here, or did he fall asleep? Yeah, you guys are here. Well, guess what? I'm about to not be here. Any parting questions you have for the Yacht Man about your government, Chibi? Or Zerls? I know I can educate you, Zerls, you frickin' communist. What if you don't take AP Gov, brother? You've wasted your time. Because, let me tell you, government is a required class. You have to take government. And so, because it's a required class, if you take a required CP class, brother, you're stuck with a bunch of idiots. Okay. I think I'm about to die. I think my parents... I'm ending the stream. Good night.